From the most basic to advanced tips in the game, this is 40 tips to become god fighters in Chapter 4. There is at least one tip in this video that you haven't heard of or maybe even forgot about. If you watch this until the end, I guarantee you that the next time you take a fight, whether it is an arena, in creative, or even a tournament, you'll win more of your fights and overall will become a better fighter. So now without wasting any more time, let's get right into the video. I do want to get this out of the way before I start this video, but this video is not sponsored in any way. So if any of these tips do help you and you want to support me, feel free to use my code Witeout in the item shop, or you can become a channel member of my channel to get exclusive perks. And all of my socials are in the description. You guys need to learn how to take walls safely. When a wall is below 50 HP, one of my favorite things to do instead of pickaxing it is to shoot the wall, preferably with my shotgun. Since the wall is weak enough to shoot, this makes it faster and much more effective to do instead of double swinging your pickaxe. Claiming a wall is based off of timing. So when your opponent is just holding his blueprint out, you can be unpredictable, waiting a few seconds to shoot his wall and replace it. You can also use this strategy defensively if someone is full keying you. If you are in a box and someone takes your wall, right after they make the edit, you can shoot the wall and claim it yourself. This is what catches your opponents off guard and gives you more time to make the next play. Speaking of defense, playing defensively, establishing counter piece control is the easiest way to bait your opponent and killing him. An example of this is when you are low on health and you're in a box, while your opponent is pressuring you trying to take your wall, you can go out from the back to expand out. Also, make sure to use hard mats while doing this. So while your opponent is trying his hardest to kill you, you are getting counter piece control while you're still in your box. And you have many peek options that can benefit you and not your opponent. When going for a peek, most people tend to just edit and hope that they make the best right hand peek without actually knowing. When making an edit, you do not want to use the gray boxes that are selected as your indicator for good positioning for a peek. Instead, you want to look at the flashing line on the edit that you're about to make as your indicator. This will let you know if you are fully covered while making a peek, unlike the gray box. This is easier to do if you don't use edit on release, but you can practice this in Raiders Mechanics Training Map V3. If someone one layer above you does a double edit, a counter I do all of the time is to place the wall right in front of them, leading to counter piece control. This is one mistake I see a lot of people making when double editing. When you double edit, your head and body is fully exposed. If you place a wall right in front of you before making that double edit, you will be more protected in fights. You can also place a stair in your enemy's box so you can block their shot and get the first shot off. If you are on height and you're worried about being broken down, you can connect yourself 2 layers down so you don't have to worry about getting chopped down. Instead of going all of the way down to build extra layers, you can use this method to connect. You need to understand that getting the first shot in a fight puts you in that advantage. Getting the first shot in a fight can determine who controls the rest of that fight. The main objective when building and piece controlling your opponent is to get the first shot so you can have the advantage. Fortnite did remove most build phasing exploits into enemies' boxes, but you can still place cones through an enemy's box. You need to make sure one of the top tiles on your floor is edited, or to make sure there is any open space. All you need to do after is to look and aim towards the bottom of the wall and floor area with the cone, and you should be able to place a cone inside of their box, as long as they don't have a cone or a stair in their box just like this. You can also place a cone in an enemy's box if you're below them. Just make sure you're aiming for the bottom of the wall and the floor, and the same thing will happen. Do not use piece control that leads to a 50-50. In build fights, you want to extend your piece control instead of trying to piece control your opponent that leads to a 50-50. If you are having a hard time against a sweaty player during a box fight, your goal should be to claim half piece control so you can predict where they are going leading into the kill. Learning simple retakes that won't use all of your mats is all you need to get kills in real games. You don't need and most likely won't use flashy retakes that you see in creative in real fights. If you see someone trying to side jump, try to place a stair on that side that they are going so you can Mongo Classic and catch them in that spot. When someone makes a peanut butter edit, place a stair into their box, then replace their wall so you can get a right hand peek. If you are standing right in front of their box and they make an edit, you can also place a stair right in front of them to block off their shot, then kill them. You can phase through someone's box by editing a door on the side of their box, and while pickaxing their wall, run towards the door and you should be able to get inside their box. If an enemy is close to you, you can catch them by placing a cone above them in the direction they're going. I use this method while high walling, then I place a cone right above them. Learning how to sprint and jump to the side while placing a cone in a wall as you piece control your opponent is a good way to end the fight quickly. Whenever someone resets a wall or any other build, you can spray that build with an SMG preferably, or even an AR, to hit little damage, and if he is low enough, you'll be able to kill him since the bullets bleed through builds. Take 1 second to line up your shot. Trigger discipline does play a huge factor in Fortnite, and hitting a heavy damage shot is much more rewarding. Confidence is key in fights. One reason why you are losing in fights is because you are afraid to engage in those fights. The only way you'll get better in life is by putting in more reps consistently. Make more space before looting right after getting a kill. I know that most of you guys, including myself, hate third parties. So after you finish cleaning up a fight, build 1 or 2 extra boxes in heart mats, because there is a chance that someone will show up and third party you. If someone hits you for heart damage, then starts to pressure you while you're in a box, pretend that you're about to drink a mini, cancel the mini animation, then edit out to damage your opponent so they can back up and give you time to heal. If you are very confident about fighting your opponent, then this fake out method will work. Don't be the middleman when fighting multiple people. Doing this will only get you lobby focused since you are in the middle of the fight, which will get you killed. Don't underestimate all of your opponents. All it takes for them is one simple mistake from you, like messing up an edit or whiffing a shot, and maybe a little bit of luck to kill you, then your game is over. You need to adapt to the new meta. By the time you see this video, we'll be in the new season in Chapter 4. It is always important to be 1 step ahead of everyone else by learning and practicing everything that is new to the meta to learn what is best. You need to know how long too long in fighting is. If you are spending too much time fighting one person, you guys will only be griefing each other since you are wasting all of your mats and resources for the rest of the game. You need to learn when to disengage in fights, even if it means letting someone else get the kill. So make sure you don't tunnel vision. If you want fast-paced fighting practice, then the quickest way of getting mid-game fighting practice is by playing realistic 1v1s against good players. If you want to get top-tier aim, you need to start playing Kovacs or Aim Labs. Either one of those is fine to play, but your goal for playing is to focus on your weaknesses. If you have bad accuracy with shotguns, then use flick training maps. If you have bad SMG tracking, then focus on tracking maps, and so on. The more experience you have from fighting will make you less nervous in those high-pressure situations. So the more fights you take in game will make you more confident over time. Just in case if shockwave hammers are still in the next season, I'm going to show you how to take walls instantly with them. You need to put the hammer in your first slot in your inventory in order for this to work. First off, you need to do a jump slam with your hammer, and right before the hammer does touch the ground, you want to quickly go into your inventory, then press X to drop the hammer. Then as soon as you drop the hammer and the wall breaks, you can take the wall or decide to shoot. Another hammer exploit you can do is to box up diagonally from your opponent's box, then put yourself inside of a cone. Then you can start running and swing your hammer into your opponent's box, leading into the kill. This is an old tactic, but if you want to bait your opponent, you can stand behind a box waiting for your opponent to fight you, and once he is close enough to you, you can go for the first shot, then kill him. Prioritize knowing where certain building pieces can go before shooting. If you notice that you are constantly getting boxed, you need to learn how the building grid works so you can stop your opponents from full boxing you and getting that clip. Play every solo tournament you can. In tournaments, you'll get the best practice since everyone is trying their hardest to get placements and wins. You'll also be improving your endgame plays in tournaments. Grind solo arena. Playing solo arena will put you in the most realistic fights. You'll always be in different situations instead of repeating the same scenarios such as realistic 1v1s. And the last tip that I have for you in this video is to subscribe to my channel. So these are 40 tips that you guys can apply to your next fights. Thank you guys for watching the second episode of the 40 tips series. If you guys did enjoy the video, or if this video did help you, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. So with all that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
From the past and the nonsense, tired of toxic games, not an option. Made it up from the mud, I'ma find this, taking off hella fast.